Hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper in Chatham, Ontario. And I apologize for the background noise. Katrina is just making a smoothie and the blender is going at a most inopportune time. Hopefully she will be done right shortly. So the card I'm making today is going to use this stamp set, which is called Artfully Aware. And I really like this stamp set. I think it's actually pretty perfect for this time that we're in right now. Together we make a difference. And, everybody together we stand strong. And sometimes that means we have to do it on our own and isolate ourselves, which is not really nice. I mean, nobody really likes to be alone. We were created to want to be together. But yeah, that's why I'm doing these live videos, so that we do get a sense of togetherness and that we can still have things that entertain us. And I actually did lie to you. I'm not using the stamp set in the card I'm making today, but I did use it in some related cards. So I will be showing you that. This is the stamp set we're using today, and quite truthfully, when you look at it, you might think, well, you know what, that one doesn't really float my boat. But let me show you the card, okay? So this is the card, and I'm hoping that you can see the pattern on the navy as well. There, if I angle it, the lighting isn't the best. It's not the brightest day today, and I didn't take time to set up a bunch of lights. So anyway, this will be really fun. I think when you see this card unfold, you'll really like it. Here are the other cards, and this was supposed to be in my Stamparatus class this afternoon, but I have every single class, even my little classes with 2 or 3 people, have been canceled. Everything and absolutely everything is online. I'm not taking any chances. So I will be showing these other cards as well, but they're part of a class. So stay tuned for details on that. Here is the one with the Artfully Aware. Isn't that nice? And then here is the last card. So you can see that all the cards match. They coordinate with Night of Navy and Granny Apple Green, which are the colors. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about our stamp sets. So our stamp sets, they come in a case like this. And this, I've added some extra things in here. This is the stamp set, and they come and they're on a piece of plastic. You pull off the cover. The stamp then can go on a clear acrylic block. Okay, you give it a press down, it sticks. You can put it in your ink, which I might as well show you here. So this is just so you go in your ink pad, you give it a stamp down, and then when you want to use a different color, you need to clean it. You can use a baby wipe, but baby wipes, if you use them too long, will dry out your stamp. So I have a chamois here, which is just cleaned with water. Then you can wash it, and you can see that my stamp has been stained. That's okay, that color won't come off anymore. Then you peel it off your block, and you put it back on the thing and in the case. That's how it works. This is an ink pad. It opens up like a compact, like so, and that's pretty awesome, okay? Hi Adrian, hi Connie. So today we're using a special tool called the Stamparatus. This is it. It comes with 2 hinged plates like that, and it's a stamp positioning tool. So it allows you to stamp multiple images in the exact same spot. So we're starting with a piece of Whisper White, and I have cut it to 4 inches square. And somebody is here. Hello? Oh, Bonnie's here. I'm just doing a live video. Bonnie, I hope you don't mind waiting. Okay, perfect. All right, this won't take too long. I knew Bonnie was coming, but I didn't know exactly when. So I'm going to put this stamp right on the corner because that's where I want it to go. And like so. And this is actually super cool. Bonnie, you're welcome to come close so you can watch. See? And so you want to make sure that in case the paper moved, you want to keep it tight into the corner. And I'm using little ink spots. So they're little stamp pads like this. They're little, and they work really well for the Stamparatus. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp. And the nice thing is if it doesn't go well the first time, I can do it again. So just press it down, and we'll have a look how that came out. That looks pretty good, but I like it to be just darker than that. So I'm going to give it one more coat. So I'm inking up my stamp once more and giving it a nice firm press. Now, it's not as perfect as I would like. I didn't line it up perfectly. I don't like that white space, but we'll see what happens. I'm leaving it. It's going to be perfectly imperfect. Sometimes we have to embrace our imperfections, We get too caught up the next time maybe it will be better. So let's do the second one. So I forgot to explain what I just did. So this was the first stamp. Now I'm turning it one turn. Okay, tight into the corner, hold it with the magnet, and there we go. Tap, 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 and let's give it a press. Okay, so my piece, I don't like this at all. I made too big of a piece. My card here does not have a 4-inch square. It is 3.5. See, so that's not good. I don't want that. That's okay. I'm going to trim it down. That'll give me a chance to start over. Are you sure you don't mind waiting, Bonnie? No. Okay. Perfect. Bonnie gets a free class in person. She gets to see how I do a video. Bonnie is a fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And you know what? I had the right piece laying here. I grabbed the wrong piece. This one is perfect. Okay? That's what happens. Bonnie can tell you that my stamp room is slight disaster. It really is. I've hauled out so much stuff from my basement. And I've been squirreling and deciding what to make available to you guys. What can I do? How can I make it work? It's quite a challenge when you're used to having classes in your home all the time to wanting to offer online stuff, and you want instant gratification. Because, I mean, you all know you can order online, but you don't want to wait. You want it now. And I get that. I totally get it. So that's why I've been scrounging. Because just like squirrels, I've been burying lots of nuts in my house. Sometimes you don't know where they all are. So yeah, the nickname does apply. So we're going to give it another whirl. And let's see how this goes. When I was first playing with this Stamparatus and with this technique, I did try different squares. And that's why they were in. Okay, so that looks a lot better. My little white line is not so bad this time. And we're going to give it another press. See, now it looks good. So move the magnet, flip it once around. And now we hope to see some magic happening. Yes, this is good. See? And they just intersect. But again, it's not quite as dark as I would like. So even a fraction, if that paper's a fraction off, you do want to make sure it's tight into the corner. Otherwise, you get blurry images. You don't want that. No, I didn't move it. This is a bad white line. I don't know what happened. You guys are just getting to see how imperfect I really am today. That's okay. Nobody likes a perfect person. Good thing there aren't any. Right? Just in case you thought you were perfect, guess what? Nah. But like this technique, honestly, there's no wiggle room. You've got to get it right. And so it's okay to do a few attempts. And that's the thing about going live, you know. You really do put yourself out there. There's no hiding. If I screw up, you're going to see it. And, you know, the gift of gab does help to try to talk yourself out of it, but the evidence is definitely there. So I have definitely made a little mistake somewhere along the line. My stamp has not been put on perfectly. That's what it is. It's definitely operator error, I'm telling you. So there we go. We at least have a semblance of what it's supposed to look like. And you can see a smudge of ink in the middle, you know. It's all par for the course. But, you know, Bonnie can attest to the fact that, you know, that camera is right in the middle of where I'm looking. So I kind of have to work a little bit sideways. It's not ideal. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp. This is the easy part. The stamp is going in the middle. And it says, "You are pretty much the best ever." Who wouldn't like to get a card today? I put some cards in the mail today. One for my grandson. I think it might be the first mail he's ever going to get. He will be 3 in April, and his birthday party will probably be postponed. Now, do I want to do that? Yes, I do. Okay. I see that I have to do other things on this card, so I was making sure I left enough room. So this is Granny Apple Green, and you'll see that I put a little heart on here to let me know what color it is, because this was an uninked little stamp spot. You can buy them uninked, and then you can add some refill, which I don't know where I put. I think I cleaned up, actually. Oh, no, I did not. I was going to say that would be totally out of character. There we go. So this is what a refill looks like. So I always suggest to people that when they buy an ink pad, they right away get a refill. And that way, if you've used your ink pad a lot, you can just regenerate it with a few drops of ink. Okay? Your ink pads will last a very long time. So, and thankfully I have a lot of these little extra ink spots on hand. I think I might have juiced it up a little too much, but you know what? That's okay. Now, here's a cute little stamp that's going to go, let me see where my card is. It's going to go right here on the top and on the bottom. So there we go. So we lay the stamp where we want it to go. We close the Stamparatus, and we could do it in blue or in green. I think I want to do it in green just to make it different. Let's have a look. See how that looks. There. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. Now we're going to flip it the other way, and it should be perfect here. We're about to find out. Because it's a square piece of paper, right? Look at that. How nice is that? And then I could add hearts, but I think I kind of want to leave it the way it is. This one has hearts. This one doesn't. That's okay. The words are slightly blurry because my ink spot was a bit over inked. I got a little too excited. And now, oh, I was going to move my Stamparatus, but I still need it. Okay. So now we're taking the blue. Now you might not see it as well. I don't know. And goodness gracious, I moved it and I don't know where I put it. Oh yeah, here. It's a good thing the thing is stained. It was easier to find. Okay, so it's going to go on the corner, and we're going to do tone-on-tone stamping here. And again, I have to move my paper. Every time you have to be very vigilant about moving the paper back into the corner, or you will be in trouble. Not big trouble, mind you, but you will be mildly annoyed when you screw up. It's a good thing paper has two sides. If you make a mistake, flip your paper. Oh yeah, doesn't that look lovely? So now I can turn my cardstock like this and do the opposite corner. But I won't be able to do all four corners. The only time you can do 4 images is if you're working with a square piece of paper. If you have a rectangle, you can only do the opposite corners. See, I never thought that my life would need so much math and logic. I was the student who argued with the teacher whenever they wanted to teach us something. Well, teacher, when are we going to need this in real life? Yeah, I was that annoying student. So sorry, teachers, if you've got one of those in your class. I think every class has at least one. But you know what? We turn out okay. All right, so I'm going to lay this one on this corner, and hopefully in a very similar fashion to the other ones. There we go. But I am going to show you a little trick afterwards that's going to help mitigate my errors, if that's the right word. Sometimes I like using big words, and I do it improperly. But I won't confess to it unless I'm called out on it. So that means you have to look it up in the dictionary and let me know. Oh yeah, see, it's not that great, but that's okay. It is what it is. You guys will feel so much better when you make this card and you can say, you know what? Mine turned out better than Jackie's. Yeah. Or I like to tell my people on my team, you know what, girls and guys, if I can do this, anybody can. And I mean that. I really do. Okay, so your best friend is a sponge. Okay, I'm first going to start with, let me see, what did I do with my piece? I should cheat and use a perfect one. I won't, no, that's so mean. Okay, we're going to take the sponge and we're going to ink it up with blue. And you see how I have that white gap that I don't like? Watch. We're going to soften it just a little bit. And we'll sponge all the way around for uniformity. And then the experienced card maker will definitely see my trick, but there'll be a little respect there for my effort. There, see? It's much better already. It's not as there. And then we're going to do the same thing with the blue base. The blue is not as obvious, but the sponging is a really great way to even out the differences. It's kind of like touch-ups on your roots, you know, when you're dyeing your hair, which sadly I need to do. I simply haven't had the courage to quit just yet. Someday, maybe this will make me do it, this economic crisis that we might be heading into. Okay, so I've got a Whisper White cardstock base. Make sure you use the thick stuff. Grandy, it says you're saying you're not finding the Stamparatus use easy. It really helps. It really makes a difference if you use ink spots rather than big ink pads. The other thing is, it's hard to do on a video, but if you're using the Stamparatus, always keep a stamp set underneath like this, because it gives you a good balance and it helps you ink up your stamp without everything wobbling around. Okay. Sometimes all Stamparatuses are slightly different. There is a new insert that you can buy that's slightly thicker than this. But basically it's just practice. You know, we get inky fingers. Keep a chamois on hand and you'll be good to go. Okay, I lost my train of thought. This piece of thick Whisper White cardstock is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so that's just standard. So here we go. And, oh yeah, I've got a helper. I might need someone on hand all the time. Bonnie just pointed out where I had left my piece. It would have probably taken me a full 30 seconds to find it. There we go. And so now I'm going to just eyeball the top. When that looks fairly even, I will commit. There you go. That's pretty good. And then this is just going on like that. And you know what? It's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So I will post when I'm going to do a video for the class. And I might do it as an online class. And it's going to be super cheap because I'm not going to provide anything for you except my expertise. What I will do is perhaps write out a tutorial for you that you will get with step-by-step instructions. And I will, I'll have all the measurements so you can have all your card pieces cut and ready to go. And, oh, you bad boy, Gerard just made a comment. And he asked if he's distracting me with a red heart. He thinks that if he writes in Dutch, he's not going to get caught. But guess what? I just saw it now, and I am handling it very well. Thank you very much, you stinker. Okay, so this is the card, and I will, it'll be like $5. Okay, we'll do a $5 fee, and then I will do a private class. How's that? I have to say that this coronavirus thing is definitely making us rethink our business, and it's good. So I encourage any demonstrators who are watching, get out of your comfort zone. You can do this. People need online contact, and they need it from you. Because people who are your customers, they don't want to watch me. They want to see you. So go for it. All right, guys, that's it for today. Oh, just a minute. Wait. I always take this. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera. And here I am. I'm wearing my Roots hoodie. I like to pull over and go in front of my Amsterdam thing so that you don't see all my mess. But this was supposed to be, I have another matching one for Gerard, which he's not going to get now. He's going to have to come and get it someday. Anyway, I feel for everybody who is separated from the loved ones, and I'm just encouraging you to send a card, get Happy Mail out there. And if you have neighbors with kids or older people, make up a kit, put some fun stuff in it, and get them crafting, because especially older people, they watch way too much news. And the news is nothing but this coronavirus and a lot of fear-mongering. And I don't want to minimize anything. I definitely believe that this is serious stuff. But living in fear is not good, okay? Get outside, take deep breaths. Nature is healing, and it's good for you, okay? So just turn off all that stuff, okay? It's not going to make a difference in your life. As long as you're being careful and limiting and doing social distancing, you're doing the best you can. Eat healthy, get lots of sleep, and don't lose your faith, okay? God has promised to never leave or forsake us. He loves you very much. And if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ and you want one and you don't know where to start, please reach out to me. I would gladly help you, okay? Without faith in these times, I would, it's not good. It's not good. Life is much bigger than this few moments that we have here on this earth. So know that you are loved, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 1 p.m. All right? Bye.